In this episode of Colorado Road Trip 2024, we start the day by airing up our tires, and then we head off to Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park, where we end up getting a pretty intense physical workout. We try out the Meshport Red to record our conversations, then we hit a local Thai restaurant for lunch, and then it's time to start packing up the bikes for that long ride home tomorrow.
This video is sponsored by Southern Honda Power Sports.
I am so glad I brought along this Fantic X8 Apex tire inflator, because after just a few days in this high altitude and cooler temperatures, both Robert's front and rear tire and my front and rear tire were very low. We were getting TPMS warnings. My front tire and rear were at 35. Robert's, I think his front tire was at 32 and his rear tire was at 34 or 35. But the Fantic made quick work of airing up all four tires, and even after getting all four tires topped off, it still had 3/4 of the battery life left. Now that we have our tires full of air, we head out of Ouray toward Montrose, which is about 30 miles away. And from there, we're going to head to Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. Now, just outside of Ouray, between Ouray and Montrose, there is a construction that we have to stop in a long line of traffic because it slows everything down, and they only let one lane through at a time. Now we can see the long line of traffic waiting to go the other direction as we were given clearance to go on to Montrose. During this ride, we hooked up the Meshport Red to my Ace Pro so that we could record our conversations and you'd get a chance to hear how we're able to communicate through the headsets as we ride.
Go up here and turn on Niagara Road.
Are we turning left or right?
Right. But it's another mile or two up the road.
Did you say Viagra Road?
Niagara, like the falls.
Oh.
Viagra. City Market. There's a grocery store up here on our right called City Market. They are the Tom Thumb of Colorado.
Okay.
That's where you're going to find higher prices, but everything you need.
Okay.
There was a time in my motorcycle life when I only wore a helmet.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a big deal back when I started riding to wear other gear, but we didn't have motorcycle jackets with armor and all that stuff.
We'll be turning right up here.
I actually like the roundabouts. I got used to them when we went to New Zealand.
I do too. I absolutely love roundabouts because they make four-way stops drive me freaking insane.
Yep. You sit there at the stoplight.
Yeah. GPS says 4.8 miles to turn in.
So now we've turned on Highway 50. Robert, once again, leading the way.
All right, 2.5 miles up the road here, we're going to be turning left.
Okay.
The Cinemesh intercom between Robert's SRL EXT and my Cine Impulse helmet worked flawlessly for most of the trip. There were a couple of little cutouts along the way on his side, and the Meshport Red did a great job of connecting to my Insta360 Ace Pro so that we were able to record this conversation.
Just like that, it's warmed up to 69 degrees already.
Yeah, my bike says 79. I'm going to have to get that replaced. Oh, on this trip, this leg to Gunnison, I flipped over 7,000 miles.
Oh, really?
I'm at 7,006.
Wow. Oh, I'm at 3156. This bike will be ready for an oil change and a good wash
Yeah.
when it gets home.
You know, another thing I've been pretty pleased with is this AirHawk seat. It definitely extends my riding time.
And you can already see we're heading into some more interesting terrain.
Altimeter shows 7,100 feet.
Well, since we've got kind of a relatively straight path here, why don't you tell us about your photography channel?
Oh, well, sure. Thank you. It's actually what got me started in YouTube. I have for 3 or more decades had a interest and a hobby in photography, and over the years developed a pretty good hobby of it. And so I started a YouTube channel just to do what my favorite YouTubers at the time would do, and that is promote my photos, teach people about camera use and focal lengths and all the aspects of photography. And that was doing okay. And then I bought the Goldwing, and it's sort of morphed into 2 channels now, where I have a Goldwing channel, which is quite a bit more popular than the photography channel. But man, if you want to see some amazing photos and some amazing locations, hop over to Robert White Photography, similar to Robert White Moto. It's Robert White Photography, and check out that YouTube page. I've gone to places, you'll see video series to places like the Faroe Islands, for example, north of England, or Antarctica was another place I went, and Colorado. There's some beautiful photography there on my trips to Colorado over the years, especially in the fall. But yeah, I've had a passion. Photography has been my passion for a good number of years. I enjoy it. I love sharing, and so thank you for that. That's exciting stuff for me.
And you're going to be heading to Iceland this year, right?
That's right. And later in last of November, first week of December, I'm going to be a little too warm still here in Texas, so I decided to take a little trip to Iceland. Now, that's always been right at the top of my photography bucket list.
This Cruiseman's road trip is sponsored by Southern Honda Powersports. If you follow my channel, you know I recently traded my 2018 Goldwing for this beautiful new 2024 Goldwing Tour. Even though I was not planning to get a new bike, the team at Southern Honda made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I actually rode my bike 850 miles from Dallas to East Ridge, Tennessee to pick up and ride my new bike home. Riders routinely fly in from all over the country to buy their Goldwings from Southern Honda Powersports. Maybe that's why Southern Honda is the largest Honda Goldwing dealer in the U.S. and maybe the world. The dealership is massive, and you can't believe how many Goldwings they have in stock in their showroom. I was extremely pleased with the deal and the service I received at Southern Honda, and I think you will be too. When you're ready to buy your new or previously owned Honda Goldwing, I encourage you to visit southernhonda.com.
So when we get to our destination up here, we're going to be arriving at what they call the Southern Rim. And there's a visitor center on the Southern Rim. Wow, look at the elevation off to the left here. We're at 7,900 feet right here, higher than higher than the town of Ouray. Anyway, the visitor center here is a great little visitor center. Has some tourist type things you can buy, some souvenirs you can buy, but the views from the back of the tourist center are unbelievable. And for the most part, that's where I've always gone when I've come here. But we're also going to take the time today to drive around and explore a few more areas. There is a small fee. Oh, great. They're rerouting us onto gravel. How exciting.
Oh, that's always fun.
Private vehicle, $30. Whew. Motorcycle, $25. We get a break. That's higher than I remember it, Chris. Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. Is there a discount for tired old guys? He was going to try to pay you with cash. That's how old he is. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it. Have a good day. All right.
Hello. Good.
When I was getting my ticket, the park ranger told me that if I'm over 62 years old, I can get an annual pass to any national park in the country for only $20. What a deal.
Okay. Did he get one? Yeah, I'm with him, so he'll have everything I need. Thank you.
Interesting. She made you sign something. I didn't sign anything.
Well, that's because I got a national park pass for a year for $20.
Oh.
I can go to any national park for a year.
So it cost you $20 to get in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. You're just not old enough.
Yeah, okay. But you also get the ability to go to any park for a year. That's $20 well spent.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's new, that reroute onto gravel. That wasn't here last year or whenever we came up last. Oh, great. I paid $20. Do I still have to stop?
Exactly.
I can't believe how high up we are. That's what's surprising to me. 8,400 feet right here.
Wow.
Getting a little glimpse over here to the right.
Oh, wow.
Guarantee you're going to say that one more time today at least.
Oh, they're crowded.
Well, and there's a spot right to the right of them, so I guess these two guys are going to take those two spots. And then I think it's handicapped to the left of that tent. Yeah. Are you going to take this one, mister? No reason why you shouldn't.
Is there one on the end there?
I don't know. Let's see if it says no parking. Employee parking only. Motorcycle only.
Look at this. Look at this. Boy, it's on a grade, though.
That's all right. I don't mind it grading this way. Oh, but I have a brake. Not nice, Robert. Not nice.
Might have to look for a rock.
Yep, definitely.
My parking brake is not very... No, it won't hold it.
It won't?
Uh-uh.
All right, let me find something.
Yeah, my parking brake is shot now. You are on less of a grade than I am. I wonder if I could pull up in front of you on that dirt part.
Yeah, here, let me back up. Let me back up a little bit too. Do that.
So we noticed that Robert in front of me had less of a grade than I did. So we're going to basically change places. He's going to park behind me because his parking brake has been adjusted and is working better than mine. So I'm going to pull up to a flatter area, and then we're going to find a rock or something to put under the tires just to keep the bike from rolling backward.
I'm going to go up here around you.
Okay.
I'm going to park on those stripes.
Yeah. Still got a pretty good grade up there.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, hold on.
It'll hold there. A little sketchy.
Well, we can still find a little rock, I think. It doesn't take much of a rock to help to hold you in place.
Fantic screwdriver case under the front tire just to make sure this thing doesn't start rolling backward. I'd hate to be inside the visitor center and see my bike come rolling by the window. That would be an unpleasant experience. So Honda needs to do something to fix this parking brake issue. It's ridiculous on the DCT. And I have never driven off with my parking brake on, so there's no reason for this parking brake or cable to be stretched at this point.
Brand new bike.
Brand new bike. I've only got 3,000 miles on it and the parking brake's already shot. Let's go check out the visitor center here at Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. One thing the federal government does do a pretty good job of is our national parks. Every one we've been to is very nicely designed. The visitor centers are nice, and they're just very well managed and set up. So this is one federal agency that seems to do a very good job. Remember, we have to come back up these stairs. Robert and I walked down some pretty steep stairways to get to the first observation point here at Black Canyon.
Feel comfortable turning around.
We didn't go all the way to the end, but we went pretty close, so we're going to turn around and head out of here, head back to Ouray. Magical time here at this Black Canyon, and I'd never even heard of it, and it's amazing. What do you think about it, Robert?
Well, I tell you, I've been here a few times and knew the view was fantastic, but seeing it from a couple of different vantage points now, it's phenomenal, and the geology is unbelievable.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, it is $25 to get in, but if you're over 62 years old, you can get an annual park pass for $20, and that gets you in, so you save $5 on getting in this park, plus you've got an annual pass for every national park in the country. Pretty good deal, if you ask me.
So we learned today that there's a river at the bottom of this, and it cuts exactly 1 inch every 100 years. That's how hard the rock is.
Wow.
And it is the steepest and narrowest canyon in North America. And some of the rock out there, one particular type of rock, is 1.8 billion years old, with a B, billion years old.
That was even before Don Smith's time.
You know what? But I bet this canyon's dropped a few inches in his time.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
Don, we love you, buddy. We love you, okay? We jest because we love you. Trying to decide if Cruiseman's bike looks like a police bike or a stormtrooper.
I hadn't thought about Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I started to name the bike Chips because to me it looked like a police bike.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But unless you're 100 years old, you wouldn't know what Chips referred to.
Yeah.
The ride to Ouray took us back through Montrose, and soon we were back just in time for a late lunch. We decided to head to a local Thai restaurant, Thai chili, and it was delicious. Once we got back to Robert's house, I spent the rest of the day getting the bike packed up and ready for the trip back to Dallas-Fort Worth. Robert went out tonight and shot the most amazing photo from their deck of the Milky Way. Truly an incredible photograph. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And I will have another video showing you day 5 and 6 as we return back to Dallas-Fort Worth. Remember what I always say, ride often, but ride safe.